Alright guys, have you ever had a lucid dream that maybe only lasted 5 seconds? If that? Have you ever been in a lucid dream where you literally had zero control and couldn't do anything about it? Well, I know I have. I know some friends who have, and in this video I'm going to teach you some tips on dream control and dream stabilization. So if you're already able to get lucid on your own, then congratulations. That's probably the hardest thing to learn, even though it still is pretty easy. Most of these techniques are really, really simple and standard because it really isn't too difficult to do anyways. So let's start with stabilization. So let's say that you just become lucid. You're in the lucid dream, you know that you are dreaming, but it's kind of fading away, or it's shaky, or you want to make sure you don't get too excited and wake yourself up. First of all, to stop this excitement, I would recommend meditating for about 5 minutes before bed, and this calms down our mind, and since this is the last thing we're doing before we go to bed, this is what's going to seep over into our dreams. So it's the same way with using mantras or autosuggestion techniques before we go to bed, affirming we'll remember our dreams or affirming that we will get lucid. We are using the meditation to create a specific state of mind that we're going to carry over into the lucid dream. So if you don't already meditate, try it out for just 5 minutes. It's awesome. You might just feel like you're sitting there, and that's totally fine. But the thing you want to do is concentrate on your breath and just feel calm. That's it. Whatever you want to feel in the lucid dream, do that right before bed. So meditation, awesome. You definitely want to try that at least, 5 minutes, because this is also creating a habit of being aware and being calm, because it's very exciting when you get lucid. If you've never had a lucid dream yet, we are going to get you there. But if you haven't had one yet, it is as real as this reality. Okay? I've said that so many times, but it's because it's so true, and it's just so mind-boggling because of how real and amazing it is. So it's super hard not to get excited sometimes, especially when you're first starting out. But meditation is going to help you. And number 2, engaging with something in the dream. So it's good to kind of look around and be in awe, right? Because you literally just appeared in a second world from your bed. So that's pretty dope if you ask me, and it can get very exciting. But you want to engage with your senses. Now this is going to stabilize your dream because you are interacting with the dream. And you're not just running around, or because if you start flying too soon, for example, that takes a lot of visualization and brain power to create all of those images at once. So we want to start off slow, and we want to ease ourselves into the experience. So basically, for example, as soon as I get into a lucid dream, whatever kind of environment I am around, I am immediately going to start interacting with things in it, such as a tree or grass, carpet, wherever I am. Because it's so crisp and clear, it's actually super amazing to engage with your senses in the dream. So once you're in the dream, just drop to the ground, start playing with the grass, look at your hands, rub your hands, go just feel stuff. That's the easiest way to stabilize. Because, in our dreams, we're actually not, as we're not limited by our physical senses. So this means that things are way more vivid, crisp, clear, and immersive than they would be in this reality. So definitely try that out. That is basically my main technique in order to stabilize the dream. Now, you can also, what I like to do, because of course you don't want to just be sitting on the ground the whole time, right? You want to actually go be able to do stuff in the dream. So what I will do is I will rub my hands together. And what this is doing is creating a lot of sensation, right? You feel the tingling from rubbing your hands together. You feel the heat from your hands when they're rubbing together. And so you can walk around and use that as your stabilization technique. This keeps you engaged and grounded in the dream, but be careful not to get too engaged. Because if you get too engaged and you kind of go along with the story exactly, your brain can kind of forget that you're dreaming, and you can slip right back into a normal dream. So definitely try just rubbing your hands together, keeping the thought in mind that you are dreaming, and go explore and do whatever you want to. And as far as dream control, what this comes down to is belief. A lot of us are limited to this physical reality, right? It appears solid, debatable, if it is or not. It obviously isn't, because what defines reality? Something that we can interact with and change and shift, because you can do all of that in a lucid dream. So it's basically another reality, just with different laws of physics, or none at all. And in this waking reality, we obviously can't fly due to gravity, and so that thought is embedded in our subconscious. So when we try to fly in the lucid dream, since we carry our actual mind and our critical mind into the lucid dream, all of our limitations we also bring over. So if you're wanting to walk around, or you don't feel like you have control, or you want to change a dream scene but you don't feel like you can, or you're trying to fly but it's really, really hard, you have to know that you can do it. You have to know that you can do it. It's all about belief, as crazy as it is, but it's so true. The more you have lucid dreams, you'll know that anything is possible. So eventually this will get super, really easy. You won't even have to try. But if you're first starting out and you're just having, a few lucid dreams here and there, you definitely want to concentrate on belief. Because trust me, you can do anything within the lucid dream. You really can. So know that 100%. Now, as far as changing the situation in a dream, which I think is really cool, say you wanted to go to a certain place, but you didn't know how to get there, you didn't know which way to go even, there's a few things you can do about this. You can spin around, just literally spin around, and tell yourself that when you open your eyes, or when you stop spinning, you are going to be in the destination that you want to be at. Or you can see a door, or when you're walking around the corner, okay, as soon as I walk around the corner, I'm going to be here. It's literally all about belief. And your brain can't tell the difference, between a belief or a fact sometimes in the dream. So if you believe it, you create the dream with your subconscious. So if you're creating a lot of belief, that is your subconscious. So you're literally changing the way your subconscious works within the dream. It's all down to us and our mind. So literally just being okay, yeah, I remember where it is. As soon as I turn this corner, I'm going to be where I'm supposed to be. Or, I just remember who I was going to meet up with. They should be right here. Kind of direct the dream you're going along with it, but you're also changing the outcome. For example, you wouldn't need money in a lucid dream, right? You don't have to pay for anything. But if you wanted to manifest money, for example, you can go up to a dream character and just be like, oh yeah, and you were going to give me that money, right? And the dream just carries off from that moment. And they're like, oh yeah, I remember now. You can do that with anything. Oh yeah, you were going to take me to that island, right? Or, oh yeah, you were going to take me to see this person or do this. Literally dream characters can help you so much in those situations. And if you're ever in, say, a nightmare, if you're running from something, you can literally just turn to it and be like, okay, so we came to the conclusion that we're just going to leave each other alone now, right? You just pretend you were just in the middle of a conversation with them, and it totally just carries off to where you're guiding it. So really, really, really use that. But before you can get to that, remember, we got to stabilize. So engaging with our senses and not getting too involved in the dream or too excited, but having a very calm mindset and engaging with either our hands. I usually use that when I'm walking around, and if I'm holding still, I will interact with the walls or the grass or the ground, anything around me, because it's super vivid, super realistic, and it creates a really good experience in lucid dream anyways, if it looks very crisp and clear. So it's really easy to do that. Literally, once you start doing that, it will work. Also, another thing I'd recommend is if you need clarity, for example, just think clarity now in your head. And things should clear up, but you got to believe it. Remember, you got to believe it. You can also say, like, if you can't move, for example, mobility now, or I can move now, or come up with something. Really anything. You're the director, you're the actor, you are every part of it. So whatever you choose to experience, you will experience, but you have to believe that you're going to experience it. Now, even just as far as flying, you can literally just start running, and you know that you're going to take off. You know that you're going to lift off, off the ground, and you will. It might take a few tries, because remember, this is like conditioning our mind to think differently, conditioning our mind to let go of the limitations that we were set on before. So it's all about belief, and it's all about sensation. So remember that. Even if you're not lucid yet and you're kind of in a meditation, trying to get lucid, remember, it's still about belief that you are going to lucid dream, and sensation. What does everything feel like? How vivid does everything feel? So those are the two main things to remember. Again, belief and sensation. Really work on those as much as you can, and this should help so much. Definitely let me know if you have questions. I know this was kind of short, and there's so many things that you can kind of control and guide in the dream. So if there's anything specific that you're running into, or maybe these tips haven't helped you, or maybe they do, you just have a couple questions, or literally anything at all, definitely leave them down below, and this community will also help you as well. We're here for each other, and we are all leading each other on the path to lucidity. So thanks so much for joining me in this video today with love and lucidity.